Hey, it's Cassie from Curry Honda in Chicopee. You're listening to the Bax and Nagle podcast on Rock 102. Come see us at Curry Honda for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Experience the best at Curry Honda. Thanks for listening.
To Springfield's Classic Rock, it's 5:52, and the great Eddie Money with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be, and I'll tell you in just one second, it's going to be sunny today, a little bit warm with a high of 87. And tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84. It is 58 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Last week, Wendy's transformed one of their locations in California into Wednesdays to promote season 2 of the Netflix show. A writer for thetropicalfruit.com went to check it out since it was on for one day only and waited 5.5 hours. They gave their drive-thru a goth makeover with themed rooms inspired by scenes from the show. Wendy's also gave a limited edition pin and a preview of the Meal of Misfortune, which came out today at every location nationwide. It includes a rest in 10-piece nuggets, cursed and crispy fries, a Raven's Blood Frosty, that's a vanilla with a dark cherry swirl, and 2 mysterious and spicy dips of dread. What's different about this than the regular Wendy's menu?
The 5-hour wait.
Well, I've waited plenty of times at a Wendy's before.
But you never waited 5 hours.
No, because I would duck out of line after about 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Where'd you get all that kind of patience?
Well, you have to wait for at least one car to move up so you can sneak your car out of the drive-thru double lane. Every meal also includes a plastic purple spoon with a raven and skull design. Wednesday Season 2 premieres on Netflix this Wednesday. What a waste of time.
Well, I mean, it created a little bit of interest for Wendy's. Since when was the last time you were interested in a Wendy's?
Yeah.
I have to tell you, it's been a very long time.
Has it been?
Very long.
I haven't been to a Wendy's in 5 years.
Well, if you had the chance to go get a bunch of Wednesday stuff, all goth covered and everything,
No.
would that bring you back?
I don't know. These places need to offer something I'm into, like whiskey and slip and slides. If you had like all free of that stuff, I would definitely be there and wait 5 hours for something.
Yeah.
That's free whiskey and a slip and slide.
That'd be worth the wait.
Can't beat that. It's pretty crazy how a silly pun about denim outerwear has launched one of the bloodiest culture war battles ever, but that's where we are in this country right now. You know what I'm talking about, those American Eagle ads where Sydney Sweeney is in jeans and a denim jacket seductively talking about her genetics, which leads to the tagline, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Some people on the extreme left ridiculously overreacted by claiming the ads were coded message about eugenics and white supremacy, and the extreme right overacted in Sydney's and American Eagle's defense. According to a new poll, 15% of Americans now think saying someone has great genes with a G is inappropriate, but 53% say it's okay and 31% aren't sure.
Suppose I mean jeans with a J. Like, those are great genes.
I don't know. American Eagle released a statement saying, quote, Sydney Sweeney has great genes is always and was about the genes, her story. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears American Eagle jeans with confidence their way. Great jeans look good on everyone. Here's my take on this. I'm not shopping at American Eagle because I'm not a douchebag. Well, I am a douchebag.
But not a douchebag with money to burn.
Right. Money to throw down the toilet. I remember my kid wanted to check out these American Eagle jeans. Mm-hmm. They were like $86.
Did you buy them?
No, I didn't buy them. $86 for a pair of jeans that already had holes in them, by the way.
Well, of course they had holes in them. How are you supposed to get your feet through?
But see, people people always look at these things like, well, this is some sort of like political statement or something. How about it's more about drumming up business? They do it on purpose because they know it's going to cause some kind of controversy. So they do something like this, and they're like, yeah, you know what? All these people who are defending us, come and buy your $86 jeans with holes in them.
The irony is, when we were kids, Steve, and I'm pretty sure you'll be in this kind of demographic.
I know what you're going to say.
When a kid had holes in his jeans, it's because his parents were too damn broke to buy $80 jeans.
Well,
now you've got $80 jeans with the holes in the pants, and now the kids who have jeans with no holes are considered to be the poor kids.
I used to get one pair every year, school year, of Fat Kid Husky jeans from Sears Roebuck.
What color?
They were the regular, like the stonewash look to them. But
I had the Husky Toughskins.
But they also had the label on the back to make sure everybody knew that you were a fat... Not because you didn't look like a fat bastard, but they wanted everybody to know that is, in fact, a certified Husky boy over there.
Yeah, as if anyone had any doubt.
Yeah. There was no American Eagle flying about in that era.
That American Eagle was too heavy to get off the ground.
Yeah, I couldn't even buy jeans at the Gap. That was the hot store back then. Not anymore. Patrick Swayze got quite annoyed with Jennifer Grey while filming Dirty Dancing. Choreographer, is it choreographer or choreographer? Choreographer Kenny Ortega said it was when they were filming the sequence where Swayze is teaching her how to dance. This moment where he's tickling her, she's literally losing herself. We're in a tin building. It's freezing. It's cold. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Patrick is so tired and just wants to go home. And every time he does this, she's giggling, and the look on his face, no one directed that.
I thought they were having the time of their life.
Well, they were at the end, but, I mean, even the happiest couples have, oh my God, are you done with this already, or what? Listen, I know you're an underage girl, and I'm teaching you how to dance and stealing you away from your father and putting you in a corner, baby.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Well, he did. That was my favorite with the Family Guy one, where they're reenacting that, and Jerry, the cartoon is Jerry Orbach, and he's nobody puts baby in the corner. And he goes, yeah, I do, because I'm her father, and she's 16. What are you, like 38? And he goes, 42. And then they show him getting arrested, being thrown in jail, and a man coming up to him in his cell while they're playing I've Had the Time of My Life. Anyhow, Kim Kardashian is under fire for installing heated marble toilet seats in her guest chicken coop.
Really? Well, she must have something to say.
Oh my God, the last time people were mad about me pampering a bunch of peckers was when Ray J turned my nugget into a gravy dispenser in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Oh, boy. Caitlin?
Well, I never got that down and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but we did have one wild weekend at a farm-themed swingers retreat.
Really?
Yeah, we started out with slow with a little round of Choke the Rooster. He was very competitive. Then we moved on to Hide the Eggplant, which, fun fact, has nothing to do with vegetables. And after that, we played whack-a-mole, only I was the mole and she was using a feather duster. We finished the evening slow dancing under the barn rafters to the sensual country stylings of none other than Johnny Depp's.
What are you trying to say?
That was it.
That was it?
That was all I had to say.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
And that is your Hollywood Trash on Rock 102.
Or find us on Facebook.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger Wood-Fired Grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Hey, remember a while back when the state of Connecticut made the egregiously false claim that they were the basketball capital of the world? And you remember when the state of Connecticut made the cockamamie statement, I reminded them that the game of basketball was invented exactly 16.3 miles away from the Massachusetts-Connecticut state line? I should also remind them that the Boston Celtics have as many national championships as both the men and women UConn's Huskies combined, and yet they believe they are the basketball capital of the world, even though the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield holds half their induction ceremonies in a certain Connecticut casino 70 miles away from the one that sits across the street from their building. Why don't you allow me to kick this notion in the cubes just one more time? Celtics minority owner Steve Paliuca has just reached a $325 million deal to purchase the state of Connecticut's only professional basketball franchise, the WNBA's Connecticut Sun, and then move them to Boston. Makes all the sense in the world, huh? Of course it does, unless you run the WNBA. Because you see, based upon the current ownership deal they have, that $325 million would go directly to the Mohegan Tribe, as opposed to having the money split between the league and the normal franchising fees. On the other hand, Paliuca's bid is more than $70 million more than any other team in the league. So while the sale would be pending the league's begrudging approval, that would add one more layer to the cocky and insidious notion that somehow Connecticut is the basketball center of the universe, when in fact it's about to be robbed blind by their friendly neighbors to the north, Massachusetts. And while I'm sure the Mohegan Tribe will be more than happy to put that $325 million to good use, I'm sure the marketing firm that helped Connecticut appropriate the title of center of the basketball universe might want to start coming up with some new ideas, like Connecticut, former home of the Whalers and Connecticut Sun, the center of the universe of lost franchises. Now that would be one I could get behind. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Steel, the orange and white outdoor power tools, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers. Steel tools have a pretty good warranty. Double that warranty when you buy a Steel Moto Mix Fuel. Get Steel and get complete offer details at Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's
Springfield's classic rock. It's 6:13 in the Rolling Stones of Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be sunny today and warm with a high of 87. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84. It is 58 right now in downtown Springfield.
Couple quick things. First of all, for those of you wondering, hey, what the hell happened to the podcast last week? We're having a couple of technical issues that will be resolved as soon as we can. And when it arrives and gets back on track, it's brought to you by Curry Honda Chicopee. Experience the best.
Yeah. I'm well aware that the podcast is not up, and as much as I appreciate the listener wants to listen to that garbage, it's beyond my control.
Yeah,
it's out of my control.
There was a message that popped up on the Route 10 Tire listener line.
Yeah.
It said, "Would it kill you to post up the podcast?
Yeah.
Would it kill you to show a little bit of patience? Because don't you think we would have done it if we could?"
I had the boss asking me on Friday if because I wasn't here, and he's like, "Can I have your password?" And I'm like, "Did you not see all those videos with the bear in the shirt and the tie
telling you to never share a password?"
I'm not a dumb bear just leaving doors open.
That's right.
And security breaches, exposing security breaches everywhere.
You're also not the kind of bear that would say make sexual advances or inappropriate comments to fellow employees.
Well, I would do that.
Yeah, but not in a way that would be provocative. And maybe make somebody uncomfortable enough to contact HR to file a report.
No, we only had that happen once, generated by a person who was the boss here, who created that scenario.
But that was a long time ago, Steve.
Well, you can create anything you want, especially when you're the boss. It was a nice weekend out there. It was we had a pretty good weather-wise. It was pretty good.
Yeah, the weather was beautiful.
I had some friends come up from Syracuse.
Now, where'd you take them?
We took them to fan-friendly Fenway Park.
Oh, what a great place to bring some strangers.
Because they always wanted to see Fenway Park, and we're all Yankees fans, so. It was like, all right. Well,
first of all, how many were there?
There was 3 of us. It was me and 2 other people. Yeah,
you and 2 other people. You realized that if there were 2 more people, you would have violated Red Sox law and you would never been allowed in.
Really? Is that how that works?
You can't have more than 5 Yankee fans in the stands. The only way you can have more is if they're the actual Yankees in the dugout.
I gotta say though, when we're watching the game, and there was a lot more Astros fans in the crowd than there were Red Sox fans. That was abundantly clear.
I don't know where those people are coming from.
We drove right into Boston, parked right at the stadium, $60 to park for the game.
Totally reasonable.
Actually, that wasn't bad.
Considering where some other parking situations in town.
And it's
hell yeah.
literally right across the street. It was a parking garage literally right across from that MGM Music Hall that they have out there.
Right.
That was very convenient. And yeah, $60 is a lot, but I didn't pay for the tickets. And, you drive right in, you get right in the car, and you go home. And it was one of those things that I guess you got to see in your lifetime. Who wants to see the world's largest toilet in action? And it delivered.
Steve, I've heard you say this countless times, and I know why you're doing it. Yeah. You're doing it because I'm a Red Sox fan, have been my entire life.
You are? I had no idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also happen to love Fenway Park and love the entire mystique of the building.
Right.
Everything from the pesky pole to the green monster to even the old troughs that they used to have in the men's room. Yeah. I miss those times.
Yeah, I really like how they refurbished that place by putting a fresh coat of paint on something that's ready to fall apart. But that's okay.
Steve, they've spent millions of dollars to keep that thing still operational since 1912.
Yes, they've spent millions of dollars putting more seats in to cram more people into a tight, tiny space.
You do realize that it is America's most beloved ballpark.
Is it really?
It is America's most beloved ballpark.
How is that?
Because all the other ballparks are not nearly as beloved as Fenway Park.
So we stayed for 5 minutes. It was kind of like Clark Griswold showing his kids the Grand Canyon. Here you go, kids. Here's the Grand Canyon. Get back in the car. We're going. That's kind of how the tour was. No, we stayed for a good portion of the game, and
long enough to watch them win.
No, I pulled my dad move, and we're leaving in the 7th inning. We're not staying here for this sweet Caroline bullshiznit. We're leaving.
The only stretch we're going to get is stretching out of the seats to get back to the car.
But I had no. I wasn't drunk or drinking, so it was a little bit different than when my dad. The reason why my dad would have left to get home because they would stop serving beer at the 7th inning, and then he'd have to rush home to finish off the 12-pack that he bought.
Well, that's just reasonable.
Is it? But no, it was a nice night out. It was I was glad that it wasn't super hot or anything like that. But the best part of the whole trip to Fenway Park was leaving.
Come on, Steve. I mean, really, is it? Do you find that going to the Yankee Stadium is really any better in that crappy neighborhood?
Oh, the seats are bigger. You can fit into them.
You know why?
Why?
Because they're fatter.
Really?
Yeah, the fans are fatter.
Whereas
we are just husky, well-built baseball fans.
And we had 4 tickets, right? Mm-hmm. And we had another friend that was supposed to come, but unfortunately his father passed away over the weekend.
And he used that as an excuse?
Yeah, I know, right? Which was weird. And then
I mean, you got Sox tickets for crying out loud.
Yeah. And then my other buddy, he's a big dude. He's like I don't know, he's like 6'5", 6'6", big dude, right?
Yeah.
He had a hard time fitting in the seat. I have a hard time fitting in that seat, too. Those seats are like made for people in, what was it? What year was that?
1912.
1912.
Those were a smaller population of people back then.
Matter of fact, I did a video, and I said in 1912, this was built on asbestos, rat droppings, and Irish grudges.
Yes, but that's what keeps the building still intact.
But and then my friend had texted us saying, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. And I said, well, if you were, then none of us would have fit in this row. Because at least that one open seat that we still had had enough room for us all to fit in that area. But man, what a beautiful ride out of the city. on a nice summer night.
Yeah.
The sun had just gone down. We're leaving.
Once you hit westbound of the Pike, it's like, the whole world opens up.
It's like, let's go to Framingham.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Anyone want to stop by, a rest stop, or you just want to get home so fast with all these great memories?
But we had a good time. It was good catching up with friends I haven't seen in a long time, and it was nice. It was a nice.
I can't think of a better way to catch up on old times than in an old building that was built in 1912.
Yeah, well,
Fenway Park, friendly Fenway Park.
Well, supposedly you got to see it once in your life.
And how many times have you been there?
More than I wished I had gone. It's like, you're walking out of the tunnel. Oh, look at the green monster. Oh, all right, it's time to go home.
But for the purposes of your friends, you took one for the team, so to speak.
Yeah, we all kind of took one for the team. They just wanted to see this historical marvel that was built. It
is a much more impressive structure. Than say Plymouth Rock.
It needs to be knocked down.
No.
And leveled. Why? What's so special about that?
It is a beloved shrine.
Yeah.
To more than 100 and some. I don't know. I don't even know the math. A couple hundred years of history, all in that building. Babe Ruth pitched in that building. Babe Ruth pitched for another team in that building. Mm-hmm. Ted Williams. He was smacking homers all over the place.
He lost his head over that.
Well, no, that was many years later. But even then, he had already been like the manager of the Washington Senators. That was way before that. Yastrzemski played his whole career there. I mean, I could go on forever. All the great players, all the great moments that happened. At Fenway.
They were wondering if we could go to the Boston Aquarium. I'm like, why? This place smells just as bad.
Actually, it doesn't. The aquarium is, in fact, much worse.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, it's much worse.
All right. Well, anyway, there you go.
623 on Rock 102.
Hey, it's Steve Nagle.
It's 626 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Sully's got the forecast for you today.
Sully?
Yeah, Steve Sullivan.
Steve Sullivan. That's right. That's the new guy.
That's right.
Hey, this week on Baxi's Musical Podcast, my guest is author P.J. Harrison, the author of the book Gallagher, The Rise and Fall of Oasis. It's actually a really interesting book about Liam and Noel Gallagher and their rise to fame, their public feuds, and how they got back together after being estranged for over 17 years and are now on a world tour. It's actually a really cool book, and it's available wherever you buy books, and the interview is available on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. It's all brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee and Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
Are you ready to laugh?
I'm ready to laugh.
Let's laugh.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
On Rock 102.
I make you laugh.
Springfield's Classic Rock.
All right, a nun, a priest, and a rabbit walk into a blood drive.
Okay.
The nurse asks the rabbit what's its blood type, and the rabbit replies, I'm probably a type O. You get it? Yeah, because it was actually supposed to be a rabbi, and it wasn't in there.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I'm so glad we got rid of the backs of life to continue doing this.
You're absolutely right about that.
So there you go.
Bax and Nagle in the morning on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
It's 6:31 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Yankee Home Improvement. Time for the new bathroom remodel. Yankee Home is offering tax-free savings all month, plus 50% off installation with 0% down and no payments for 12 months. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. After weeks of searching, the elusive water monitor lizard that went missing in central Massachusetts has been safely captured. The lizard, named Goose, had been missing since July 18th, with reported sightings across the state line in Connecticut and most recently in Douglas. Police warned residents not to approach the animal as it is illegal to own one in Massachusetts without a permit. Not because the animal is dangerous, but if you don't have a permit, you're not allowed to touch it. During Goose's travels, he was seen in Webster near Blueberry Lane on July 18th. Animal control and police searched the area and used drones but weren't able to find him. On July 25th, he was spotted in Thompson, Connecticut, approximately 2.25 miles from his last known location. Goose resurfaced in Douglas, Massachusetts on July 30th, but continued to evade law enforcement.
He was Monitor on the lamb?
I guess so.
A lizard on the lamb.
A lizard on the lamb.
Goose the lizard.
Goose the lizard.
On the lamb.
On the lamb. On Saturday, the Webster Police Department announced that Goose was safely captured with the help of the Mass Environmental Police and the Department of Conservation and Webster Animal Control. Police shared that Goose will now live at Rainforest Reptile Shows in Beverly, an animal rescue service and nonprofit sanctuary where he will receive care and a permanent habitat. Forced into slavery. You're in a show.
Well,
somebody's making money off you now,
but
and
it's show
it's not
business,
even your choice.
But it's show business, Steve. The accolades, the fame, probably gets a whole different upgrade in the kind of food he gets.
Rainforest Reptile Shows. There's better food on the outside. You know, there's out that way. There's the clam box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's all true,
Did you
Steve.
ever have a lizard? You ever see a lizard eat at the clam box?
I have not seen a lizard eat at the clam box.
Well, you are not watching enough stuff on the internet.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
But I have to believe that even his contract writer involves a better upgrade for craft services.
These crickets are disgusting. Where are these crickets from? Webster. I specifically asked for southern U.S. crickets. They're much meatier down there.
They really stick to your ribs.
Rainforest Reptile Shows is currently raising funds to help build Goose's forever home. His forever home.
He probably thought he was at his forever home.
Yeah, well, isn't central Massachusetts a place every lizard would want to call home?
I mean, there are some people that just never want to leave Central Mass.
Jacob's Pillow is mourning the loss of a cherished staff member, Kat Sirocco, whose unexpected death at the dance center Friday has prompted the cancellation of all performances and events for the weekend, or over the weekend. The Berkshire DA's office stated in a news release Friday afternoon, Sirocco and a summer intern were moving platforms used for theater staging on a dolly across Jacob's Pillow property. As they were moving the dolly down a sloped area, they lost control and the dolly began to roll. As Sirocco tried to regain control of the dolly, they tripped and fell. The dolly ran over Sirocco, and the platforms fell from the dolly and landed on them. Bystanders were witnessing the incident and attempted to perform life-saving measures. Following an investigation by law enforcement, it was determined that the events leading up to Sirocco's death were related to a workplace accident and no criminal charges are being sought. The Beckett Police Department was called to the area around 12:31 p.m. The town of Beckett's Emergency Medical Services arrived at 12:35, and the Mass State Police Crime Scene Services also investigated. An official statement to the Director of Marketing and Communications for Jacob's Pillow, Nick Kepley, said the organization stated his profound sadness that Jacob's Pillow reports a tragic accident occurred outdoors on our campus this afternoon, August 1st, resulting in the death of one of our production managers, Kat Sirocco. There were no other injuries. What a horrible accident. You know, you're just doing normal work stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how easy that can happen. You know? Sirocco was described by Jacob's Pillow leadership as a devoted and essential part of the organization. Ticket holders will have their funds moved on account with refunds available upon request by contacting the box office. So you'll be able to go back.
Yeah, so that's so in this moment of tragedy, you can be sure of refunds.
It sounds like a George Costanza thing. With all due respect to this tragedy, I still have these tickets that I paid for. Is there any way to get a refund for the performance that was never held over the weekend?
I'm sure there were probably a few people that, in light of this tragedy, did ask the same question.
Yeah.
I probably would have just,
well, your first
eaten the
reaction
cost of it because I probably wouldn't want to be dancing anyway.
I mean, your first reaction is obviously, oh my God.
This is terrible.
This is terrible. This is awful.
Tragic loss.
And then you're like, I spent like $60 on tickets. Do I get that back?
Yeah, you see, that's. I would like to think they would give you that information prior. Like if for whatever reason the show was canceled, here's our policy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Brew at the Zoo, the largest annual fundraiser for the Forest Park Zoo, attracted over 600 attendees with beer samples from various breweries. They feed beer to the animals?
No, I don't believe so.
The event featured beer samples from both established breweries and home brewers aspiring to enter the professional market. The initiative helps support the zoo's operation and care of its animals. Supporting the zoo is a great cause, said Tom Long of Forest Park. I took my kids here when they were small. It was a great time here. Cat's Eye Soup, a home brewer from Northampton, showcased 2 beers, including a chocolate peanut butter porter brewed specifically for the event. This annual participation highlights the community's support for the zoo. The event not only supports the zoo, but also provides a platform for home brewers to share their creations with a wider audience, because some of them will try to go pro, try to open up pubs or actual restaurants, said Cinnamon Descray, bartender at Cat's Eye Soup Brewing. Cinnamon. Let me in. Cinnamon. The change of scenery and the opportunity to enjoy live music are major draws for the attendees, and it raises money for the zoo. Are the rabbits in charge of the hops?
Listen to you. Yes.
Yeah.
That is a clever play on words.
I am very clever. You know, speaking of like homemade stuff, I went to the Littleville Fair yesterday in Chester,
Yeah.
Mass. Right, which is not too far from my house.
That's big doings in Chester.
Hey, listen. First of all, I am impressed by the tractor pull. That was some exciting stuff. Where these old tractors pull these blocks of cement. You know, they're weighted down on the back of this sled, and it's the tractors.
I watched those as kids at the Rehoboth Fair, which was at the Taunton Dog Track in Dayton, Massachusetts.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, right.
But I'm even more intrigued by there's all these contests. I really have to pay attention more to how to enter these contests, you know, that they have for local crafted things.
Yeah.
You know, they have all these like first place prize ribbons and stuff, all the stuff that the people had won ribbons for. And there's a whole thing of food, you know, like who's got the best honey and who's got the best. But then there was the one award, who's got the best pickled eggs. And they had this like jar, and then the woman who won. But I'm more curious as the process. Who decides what is a good pickled egg and what is not?
What's an inferior one?
It's like a jarring contest, and they have jarred tomato sauce. They have a best jarred pickles, best jarred this, best jarred. It's all this.
It's actually
Al Jardine should have been there. Judging.
Right. It's actually not that hard to judge. Like in like the pickled egg competition.
Yeah.
Any egg that doesn't make you want to throw up all over the place is the winner.
Yeah.
Or at least gets to the finals.
Well, I mean, you know how
because it's possible you could have 2 or 3 pickled eggs that does not make you want to throw up.
You see these folks who are like wine enthusiasts, you know, the ones that really know about wine, the ones that like studied the whole thing, and you know they don't even drink the wine; they just swish it around in their mouth and then spit it out, kind of deal.
Yes.
What is the process of becoming a pickled egg expert?
Oh, there's there's a training course, there's some certification.
That's what I'm getting at.
You have to go back and retrain every couple of years to make sure that any developments in pickled egg technology you're fully aware of.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Like, I mean, it's not like just anyone can just go up to a jar of pickled eggs, struggle to get the jar open, grab one, pull it out, and pop in their mouths and like they know what they're talking about. You need someone who is actually qualified for that kind of thing.
And where do you find a person like that?
I don't know anybody personally.
Where's the pickled egg school?
Look it up in the internet.
But there's also like jarred tomato sauce. Like, is somebody trying all these things, or are they just saying, "Wow, that looks really nice inside that jar"?
You gotta try them. Same thing like if someone has like a championship level pie, you're not going to just look at the pie and say, "Ooh, that looks terrific." You got to try the pie.
You got to try the pie.
You have to have a big piece, but a piece big enough for you to have the flavor of the pie in your mouth. That's how you judge the pie.
Ah, I see.
Got to try it. Can't just you can't judge a book by its cover when it comes to high-stakes contesting like this.
I don't know. I think
At the Littleton Fair. Littleville Fair.
Littleton. What the hell? Where are you going?
I don't know.
Yeah, Littleville Fair. And, is that all you win is a ribbon? Or do you get, or is it just bragging rights? Hey, this is my cake that I made or my cookies. These are the best cookies. Won a ribbon at the Littleville Fair.
Is there a local newspaper up there, perhaps? Maybe you get your name in the paper?
I guess so, but what's the,
Makes you famous for half a second.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I should submit something next year.
Mm-hmm.
I could make some pickled kielbasa.
You could.
Yeah.
I don't know how many other people making pickled kielbasa, but it's worth entering it.
Well,
you might get a ribbon.
I didn't see any pickled kielbasa there. That's like one of those things, like nobody else did it, so I could do it and win the ribbon.
Something to consider.
The judge who sentences this guy should give him more than just a few years in prison. He can obviously hold a grudge for a very long time. Police in Paterson, New Jersey are searching for a man who stabbed 2 deli workers last week over a wrong sandwich order from 4 years ago. He showed up on Thursday complaining about a sandwich he got 4 years ago that had eggplant on it. He claimed he's allergic and it made his stomach hurt. When they asked him to leave, he pulled out a box cutter and started slashing. One of them got slashed in the arm. The other ended up with wounds to his stomach and chest. The second guy was still in the hospital last check, but luckily they're both expected to recover. A business next door who got the guy on video, but police are still trying to track him down. You've got some serious issues going on if you're still mad about something that happened 4 years ago. And why would you go back in there? Why would you even go back if you really didn't like the fact that they made you a sandwich with eggplant on it, which you clearly were allergic to?
Right.
Why would you even bother? I would just go badmouth the business.
I would just move on with my life and go on with my day. But there are some people, Steve, where like the burning embers of hostility never fully extinguish. And when you don't extinguish those burning embers, they turn into a raging inferno. Well, is it any surprise that at some point, this one man had just about enough, could no longer stand the vitriol and anger and hostility that was burning a hole in his chest? Something had to be done.
Somebody got, just to take the time to be angry about that.
Dude, it takes so much energy to be angry at anything for too long. It's better to just let it go. Just let her express it, but let it go.
But it's a different argument. Like if it was something like somebody done you wrong.
Like the wrong sandwich order?
Well, no, like done you really wrong. Like
messed up 2 sandwich orders.
Like the deli guy was banging this guy's wife.
Okay.
4 years ago. Those feelings might take a while to go away. So I could see like in a violent outburst because of that.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you're the guy that banged my wife.
Well, the guys, but your wife wound up banging me.
Yeah.
So what does that say about your wife?
But there's different levels of anger and how long to hold on to a grudge to. And getting eggplant on a sandwich doesn't really seem like a logical thing to be upset about 4 years after it happened.
If you are allergic to it and you go into a reaction, you need to be hospitalized or an EpiPen has to be produced. That's a little bit more than just say, hey, I didn't order pickles on this.
But that didn't happen. None of that happened. And some people who say they're allergic to something, they just don't like the item. It's not that they're allergic to it; they just don't like it.
Right. They say that to like spare your feelings.
Yeah, but there was no other mitigating detail going. Yeah, you know what? This put me into a coma 4 years ago. I was in here, and now I'm back for revenge. I just came out of the coma last week.
Yes.
So maybe time to him was only a week.
Whereas the time to the other guy is like a blink of an eye.
I'm just trying to justify this guy's behavior.
I don't know if there is.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be mostly sunny with a high of 87. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84. It is 58 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Ah, yeah.
Hi.
Rock 102 Springfield's class. Rock 102 Springfield's class. I have no idea. Anyway, Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:54 on Rock 102.
It is going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 87. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84. It is 58 right now in downtown Springfield.
Rock 102 and the Westfield River Brewing Company want to hook you up with a pair of season passes to see all the great shows they got coming along. So shows like Shooting Star, Les Zeppelin, and more. Go to rock102.com before the end of the day on August 17th. We'll choose one winner at random. It's your chance to win a season pass to all the great shows of the Westfield River Brewing Company, part of the Classic Rock Summer on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
What else is going on?
Well, we got Cohen coming up in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then pretty much it.
I just want to touch base on this because we did have a kind of a meeting about, this Mayflower Marathon coming up in November, which is going to be here in no time. This story, though, from Western Mass News, highlighting the food bank of Western Massachusetts, but it doesn't really matter. They're all interconnected. When you talk about food banks and things like that, we just happen to be the ones who are getting supplies for the open pantry. But essentially, all of those are connected to the food bank of Western Mass. And MGM Springfield gave back to the community on Friday by lending a hand at the Food Bank of Western Mass in Chicopee. Their efforts came as food insecurity continues to rise in the region. And when we say rise, we're talking 1 in 2 people in Hampden County alone.
We saw some numbers a while back.
The Reminder just came out with an article last week about it.
And what's amazing about it is, so Hampden County has had a 6% rise in food insecurity. It's the largest percentage of people in the state at 54% of everybody in Hampden County, followed by Franklin and Hampshire County at 50%. They've had a 13% rise. There's been a decrease in Berkshire. There's been a rise in Worcester. The next biggest percentage is Bristol County at 46%. But other than that, you're talking about in the 30%, 40%. For whatever reason, Hampden County has got the largest percentage of food insecurity in the entire state.
Yeah, and I really want it to kind of get away from that stereotype where I think a lot of people think that, it's just a guy at the end of the highway off-ramp looking for a free meal kind of deal. But in reality, these are your neighbors. These are the people who are actually working and, yes, there is some of that of people who are homelessness, but that's the open pantry provides meals to people who can't afford to buy food on a weekly basis, or whether they're paying rent or electric bills or whatever, what have you. They're struggling people. And as everybody can feel right now that everything is so expensive, people are having a hard time paying their rent, people are having a hard time paying their utility bills. These are people that live next door to you. These aren't people that, in your mind of, it's just that bum looking for a free handout.
No, it's not. Yeah. I mean, listen, there are plenty of other services that take care of that population too. The open pantry, their mission is something very, very different. But it doesn't take away from the fact that with or without the open pantry, food insecurity is at an all-time high here in Western Mass. And we've posted this information before, and I remember getting comments from people, well, we wouldn't have this if these people went out and got look for a job.
They do have jobs.
They do have jobs.
They have 2 or 3 jobs, some of them.
And that may be the problem. Or, maybe they lose a job.
Yeah.
And that happens too, sometimes through no fault of their own. It could be downsizing or whatever it could be. It's not because people choose to be in this position. Sometimes it's a transition period to get themselves back on track.
Right.
And to cast criticism against this is really hard to listen to because it totally undermines what this is all about.
So we're running out of time here. We have to make room for Scott Cohen. If you really should start collecting now. I think that's a good emphasis to do that. I know it's summer. It doesn't feel like this is the season to be collecting food, but the open pantry needs your help all year long.
And you know what? If you're a corporation or an employer in the area and you have not yet fulfilled like your charitable contributions for this year that you would normally allocate throughout the year, consider the Mayflower Marathon and the open pantry this fall.
Right.
And see what you can do. See what you can raise.
And also, you can start your own collection at work. You can put your own box up. Put it up now. Make sure the food isn't going to expire before, next, probably 2 years from now.
Even if you can collect cash, that's good too.
Cash, whatever. But if you ever want to put a box up in your office, we have we can provide a little thing you can print out to put it on there with our logo and all that stuff. So keep that in mind as you go into the fall season here in another month or so.
It's 7:00 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger wood-fired grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Family. People love those things. And why not? Without family, we'd be living like a feral species, scrounging for food and living like animals. You see, we need families to support each other through thick and thicker. No matter what sort of boneheaded problem family members may have, there's always somebody in the family who's willing to indulge that guy with their enabling behavior. For example, on Saturday, former NFL wide receiver Sterling Sharp was inducted into the Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Sterling, who was a brilliant wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers for many years, was finally enshrined this weekend, and in doing so, he made an emotional gesture to his younger brother and fellow Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp by acknowledging his feelings and presenting him with his Hall of Fame gold jacket. Sterling stated the reason for this was to pay his younger brother back when he offered Sterling one of his 2 Super Bowl rings when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame several years ago. Why, it was an emotional moment that almost makes you forget that Shannon Sharp was fired last week from ESPN and after settling a lawsuit in which he's accused of multiple counts of sexual assault and sexual battery. Man, what a beautiful gesture for a guy who not only lost his job for violating the code of conduct policy with his ESPN contract, but also losing the Club Shay Shay podcast, which once allowed comedian Cat Williams to expose Sean Diddy Combs for sex trafficking. In hindsight, you almost have to wonder what Shannon was thinking during that interview and whether he'd be next. Oh well, at least he'll get a nice new jacket to wear when he goes to the unemployment office to start collecting his checks. Now, you may recall last week when I wondered what sort of distraction this would be for his brother's induction into the Hall of Fame. Well, now we know. He wasn't just a distraction, he was a prop. And frankly, Sterling should have kept the jacket since apparently he's the only brother in the family who knows how to keep his clothes on. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. So you think Benjamin Moore sells their paint to just at any old place like the Quickie Mart or the Dollarama? No, no, no. You only get Benjamin Moore paint at independent retailers with trained paint professionals. And around here, that place is your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 7:13 and Def Leppard with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Mostly sunny today with a high of 87. Tomorrow cloudy with a high of 84. It's 58 right now in downtown Springfield.
And he's in the studio with us right now. It's Scott Cohen. How you doing?
I'm actually doing fine. I was like Friday, after the trade deadline. Friday, I thought, I'm like, I'm going to go talk to the boys on Monday. And we got the Astros coming in. That's not going to go well.
Right.
So that's going to not trade deadline doesn't go well. Astro series doesn't go well. And I expected a completely different conversation than I think the one we're about to have.
Here you have the Red Sox on another 5-game winning streak. They passed the Yankees in the standings. They're now 3 back out of first place.
3 games out of first place.
They are, without question, at this point, the American League wildcard team at the least right now.
At the very least right now.
And the way they're playing, it would be a possibility they could overtake Toronto for the division.
I don't think there's any question about that. And it's like I want to go back and, say again and remind, I told you that deep down inside, this was like around maybe even before the All-Star break. Bax, I like this team. I really, really do. I think they're a good mix of veterans. They got new kids. They have a lot of likable blue-collar type guys. I like that, despite not doing anything at the trade deadline. I like these guys, and they're playing great.
They're playing great, and it's a younger team.
Yep.
I mean, now they have so many young guys up, and you can say, well, maybe this is a good core you hold on to for a while.
Yep.
Before at some point they all fall away and want to go. You get money from the
Get money
Dodgers
from somebody else.
or the Angels,
Because
or
you're
whatever.
not getting it here.
No, you're not going to get that kind of cash here. But it's to me that's maybe the more encouraging part is okay. Now they can build upon a core that they can bring for the next 2, maybe 3 seasons, and that's to me. That's how you build a winning ball club. It may not happen this year.
Well, hey,
but you know what? It like they play in a very streaking way.
They do.
After the All-Star break, they kind of hit the skids, but now they're back on track.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm all for the future, and you're absolutely right. Listen, we all know who the young guys are, and this and that and the other thing. But I mean, like George Allen, the old Redskin coach, used to say, "Man, dude, the future is now." They are really playing well. At the trade deadline, everybody wanted that number 2 starting pitcher, right? That was big criticism of Craig Breslow. Why didn't you go out and get that second gun that we needed? And and the fact of the matter is, it's like I don't even blame him per se about what happened at the trade deadline. They made a point that they were not going to trade any of the players on the current roster, like a.k.a. Jaron Duran and Wilyer Abreu. Those are guys the teams wanted included in packages with guys in the minor leagues for a quote-unquote Joe Ryan, the number 2 pitcher from the Twins, right? So they said, we need Jaron Duran included in this. And Breslow just said no. He wasn't going to do it, and so they couldn't get anything done.
What's really interesting about what's going on in baseball right now is as well as the Red Sox are playing, who's playing among the worst right now in all of baseball? The San Francisco Giants are falling apart.
Yeah.
Not saying one guy, I'm not saying Devers being on that roster is causing problems,
right?
But they have literally fallen apart since his arrival.
They have, and he actually had a big day yesterday. Home run, double, knocked in a handful of runs. But yeah, dude, that's been a friggin' stinker since he left us and went to them. It's like the scripts flipped on the East Coast and the West Coast.
It's a really interesting story that's emerging right now in the WNBA. One of the minority owners of the Celtics has just pitched a bid to buy the Connecticut Sun for like $325 million.
Yep.
And then to move them to Boston. They would get brand new facilities, new practice facilities. They would invest in the team. And, of course, it goes from being in Uncasville, Connecticut, to now Boston.
Yep.
It makes all the sense in the world. But what's really interesting about this is because of the ownership situation of the team, that $325 million does not go to the WNBA. It goes to the Mohegan Tribe,
right,
which means they also wouldn't have to pay any franchising fee.
Yep.
The league is not happy about this idea at all,
right,
despite the fact it makes perfect sense to move them to Boston.
Yep, I think the WNBA wants, would love to be in a major market like Boston. I think I can't remember who Indiana played, the Fever, who Caitlin Clark plays for. They had a game at Boston Garden a handful of weeks ago, and man, everybody just friggin' loved it. Boston would be a perfect hotbed to have that team go, but it's got, and I think they've kind of agreed in principle to sell it to the Boston group, but it has not been finalized in any way yet. And the NBA, which owns the league, has to approve it as well. So there's a lot of layers between here and there before this thing becomes official.
Also,
but it's a no-brainer to have it done.
Because the thing to keep in mind is that of the 13 teams that are in the league, the Connecticut Sun have the 10th highest attendance record, which is, quite frankly, not that great. The Golden State Valkyries making 18,000 per game. Connecticut 8,900. I mean, they will do better in a city like Boston than they'll ever do stuck at Mohegan.
Yeah, and what's really a shame. Well, it's not a shame. I think it would be. Well, I mean, we're in Massachusetts. The casinos. It's easier for us to go watch a WNBA game down in Connecticut than it would be in Boston. But I still think we focus our attention east as opposed to southeast. But anyway,
I mentioned in my view from the couch that Connecticut's going to have a harder time claiming that they're the center of the basketball universe without the Connecticut Sun.
Yeah, they can't do that anymore. But I mean, back in the day, the Connecticut Sun was one of the prime franchises in the league. They were. You had the University of Connecticut women's team, big interest. A lot of the UConn players went and played for the Sun. But I mean, dude, that's ancient history right now. That's been a complete afterthought, and for it to be successful again, it's got to go somewhere else.
The Patriots kick off their preseason schedule on Friday.
Listen to the games here on Rock 102.
Yep, they'll be taking on the Washington Commanders. What do you know about what we're looking at here? Obviously, there's a lot more optimism, but as far as the younger guys, the rookie class, I mean, what are you hearing?
Well, what I'm hearing, we talked last week. The Vegas under/over for wins is 8.5, which is certainly encouraging, the fact that they only had, 3-4 the last couple of years. Listen, I was listening to sports talk over the weekend. I guess they had a blue-white game on Friday. Drake May had most of the top receivers on his team. He threw a couple of interceptions, so they said he's kind of had an up and down camp. Will Campbell, the high draft pick, the offensive lineman, he's getting all the reps, and he's having a tough time too. Him with the much publicized alligator arms. So, it's too early to tell yet. I don't think a lot of the starters are going to get. Campbell will get reps in the preseason. I don't know how much Drake May will. Long time between here and there. We're just going to have to wait and see.
I think prior to the two interceptions he had the other day, everyone was claiming he hadn't thrown a single interception throughout the entire training camp. So, I mean, you say up and down, but is it really up and down? If you're going to throw an interception, well, then let it be the guy who's going to start, in preseason.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the training camp is just about running around and getting your exercise. You can't even really put any stock in what's really going to happen in the first few preseason games. We'll see what happens when they kick it off against the Raiders, in early September. But, again, Vegas odds makers have the under/over at 8.5, and that's super encouraging.
All right, Scott Cohen, we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds
Good talk.
There you go,
Steve-O.
7:23 on Rock 102. 7:27 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Sully's got the full forecast for you.
As you heard with Scott, Rock 102 is bringing New England Patriot football all season long. Friday, the Patriots kick off their preseason with a tune-up against Washington. The live pregame show begins at 4:30. Kickoff scheduled for 7:30. Bob Sochi and Scott Zolak bring you all the play-by-play action. The Patriots play here on Rock 102.
Scott Zolak got to be coming back in the beginning of September.
Yep, he'll be back every Thursday, and assuming he picks up the phone, and we'll talk a little Patriots football with him.
Well, he's a busy guy, Bax. I mean, you're up late at night.
He's doing a radio show,
doing Zolak stuff.
I know. He does things that he does.
So Saturday night I did a comedy show with this guy Marty Caproni. I don't know if you know.
I'm not really aware of him.
And this other guy Phil Anthony. All right, you've met him before.
Uh-huh.
And we did this show at the Winding Trails in Farmington, Connecticut, which
pretty good.
The show was good. Getting into the place. This is like where you see rich people live.
and you don't like it.
It was called like Devonshire something. I don't know, whatever the hell the name of the you have to drive through this literally winding trail to get to this land trust that's there. And it's just amazing to see how the top 3% live. They have these giant homes with no yards.
Yeah.
Is that something that affluent people?
It depends where you're at. I mean, if you're say at a waterfront property, you may not have the space.
This is like woods going into it, but the houses are like right on top of each other, which is kind of weird. You don't want a yard. You don't want a privacy fence.
Some people don't want that.
Do they go out? Do rich people go outside?
No, they have people do it for them.
But what a cool place this place was, and it's there's like a 6 to 8 year waiting list to be a member at this place.
Really?
It's like Bushwood. It's like Bushwood for the woods.
You, sir, are not welcome at Bushwood.
This is that's kind of what it felt like. It felt like you were part of an elite club. Great crowd. I'm not sure if they received me all that well.
What do you mean? You're a like an everyman type of comic.
It's funny how you can go on a streak of doing well, and then all of a sudden you get up in front of a group of people and no one responds. That is like one of those experiences where you feel like you're falling back on your chair, but you catch yourself before you fall all the way over.
Now, were you the headliner?
Yeah, well, I guess. I mean,
you were last.
I was last. There was 3 of us, and we all did about 30 minutes.
So you're sure, the other 2 guys just didn't wear everybody down, and there was not enough energy for them to laugh at you as well?
Maybe. I don't know. There were people that had bought tickets because they heard me talking about the show.
Right.
And there was this one couple who was laughing at things. I wound up just sitting down in front of them at a picnic table and just doing a show for them. And this guy, I don't know if they're husband and wife or whatever, but this guy had gauges and stuff. The little spikes that come out of your lip and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to ask him. I'm asking him questions. Very nice people, and he clearly. And this has nothing to do. Well, it does have something to do with his appearance. I'm not putting his appearance down. I'm just pointing out that he looked like he didn't belong there as much as I didn't belong there. And him and the wife or girlfriend or whatever. They're like, yeah, we heard you talking about this. This is how we got tickets to the show. She goes, we're not members here. And I go, you don't say. It was very nice people, though, that came out to the show, so I appreciated that. And it was a good night.
That's good.
All around. But, man, just all these hidden little places that the rich people really like to hide their stuff.
Well, that's how you stay rich.
Yeah.
By spending money on things that people will never see.
There's a polo club down there.
Polo?
We drove past this giant polo. They were having a big polo match.
Is this a group of people that smell like aisle 3 at the CVS?
No, these are not the same people.
These are people on horses whacking balls.
Yeah, this is like the rich sport.
Gotcha.
The polo people.
I see.
Yeah, the Ralph Lauren's of Farmington.
Yeah, you and I can't really relate to those people.
No. But, hey, you know what? There's a $20 dinner at a comedy show this Thursday at the Shortstop Bar and Grill. Come on out.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We got news next to Rock 102. 7:35 at Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. It's brought to you by Gary Rome Hyundai. Technicians get up to a $5,000 sign-in bonus right now. Learn more at GaryRomeHyundai.com/family. There's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks. Bax and Amherst man has been arrested and charged with vandalizing over a dozen vehicles. Police say 42-year-old Andrew Daughtery was arrested on Thursday after 13 vehicles were vandalized in the area of Northampton Road between Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Investigators were able to quickly identify Daughtery as a suspect, and he was later found in town and taken into custody. He's now facing several counts of malicious destruction of property, over $1,200. Malicious property under $1,200 and a municipal bylaw violation. And that's the end of the story.
Okay.
I don't know why you... what sends somebody on a bender to vandalize a dozen vehicles at 42 years old?
You got to have a real good buzz on to want to do something like
I
that.
was going to say, I would imagine, and I don't know, because the detail isn't in here, that you would have to be somewhat, intoxicated or under the influence of some sort of, substance.
Yeah.
To be saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out and destroy a bunch of cars because I'm 42 years old.
And I can kick.
I can punch. Yeah, what is it? I can kick. I can punch.
I'm named Sally O'Malley.
And
I'm 50.
42 years old. After 35 years of service to the town of Ludlow, Police Chief Daniel Valadas is retiring.
Oh, congratulations.
His last day on the force will be August 8th. He has had multiple positions with the department since joining in 1990. Throughout his career, he served in roles such as bike cop, field training officer and training supervisor, gang intelligence officer, and EMT supervisor before becoming chief in 2020. He also served in the U.S. Army Reserves as a military police officer for 10 years before being honorably discharged in 1998. He currently lives in Ludlow, is looking forward to spending time with his family. Maybe I can't help but think that there's a correlation between the trash cans with Massachusetts spelled wrong on them and that being the final straw. It's like off the record reason you're retiring.
It's kind of
as soon as they brought in those Massachusetts trash cans, I said, "That's it. My work is done here. I can't deal with these people anymore. I'm leaving."
Listen, no one can reconcile with a flimsy reason to retire more than me.
Yeah.
But that's a really flimsy reason to retire. The trash buckets. There's got to be something else.
Oh, maybe it was just the final thing. It might not be the reason why he retired.
That's the straw?
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't. First of all, I can't deal with these idiots being arrested every day, and I certainly can't deal with people who can't spell Massachusetts correctly on the side of a trash receptacle. That's it. I'm retiring. I'm getting out of here.
This is enough.
Yeah. One Westfield resident was met with a big surprise when a black bear made an appearance on their deck. Oh, was it open mic night? 22 News received a photo from a viewer to the Report It function that they have there. On Saturday morning, located on West Road in Westfield, the black bear was captured on camera standing on its hind legs on the deck, leaning forward among the many plants. It looks as if it was almost posing for the picture.
Maybe it was.
It actually does. It actually is a very...
was it doing like a duck face selfie or something?
It's very... Bears are very human-like. And this one is standing and then with his arms crossed almost, leaning on the deck rail. And just looking out into the woods.
Like he's talking trash at people? Like, hey, where are you from, cuz?
It almost looks like one of those, what was that? What was that coffee, International Foods?
Yeah, International Foods flavored coffees.
Yeah, that's kind of like what this it looks like a commercial for that. Like you just give them a cup of coffee, it tastes like Paris. Reminds me of
the
Paris.
time we were in Paris.
The time we were in Paris. And then, of course, 22 goes into black bear sightings typically peak in June and continue during the summer during mating season, which is between mid-June and July. Oh, well, there's no sweet meat and heat anymore. It's August. Man, I just missed in heat season by a day, 2 days.
I decided to hit snooze when I was coming out of my hibernation, and now who's kicking themselves in the haunches?
I'm like, bitch, better have my honey, and nobody's out here.
Yeah, well, that can be enough.
Despite mating season being over, residents should still be cautious of bears in the area and prevent them from becoming dependent on human-associated foods. But would a bear put ketchup on a hot dog? That's what I would like to know. Even if you gave him let's say you gave the bear a hot dog and a choice of several condiments, would a bear put ketchup on the hot dog?
Listen. I had a bear going through my garbage looking for any kind of scraps that were falling out of the bags. Of course he wouldn't be doing something so gross as to put a ketchup on a hot dog. What do you think he is, Marty?
Yeah, that's the true test. Is see if the bear picks up the thing. And then, of course, 22 goes on to say there are estimated to be over 4,500 black bears in Massachusetts. That number hasn't changed since they've been doing bear reporting stories. They might want to update the numbers.
You might be right about that.
There's a lot more than that. Let's see. PETA is suing a popular festival for steaming lobsters alive. PETA is suing the Maine Lobster Festival, saying that by steaming live lobsters, the festival is violating Maine's law prohibiting the torture and torment of animals. The lawsuit is asking the court to declare the festival a public nuisance for an injunction prohibiting the steaming of lobsters on public land. The festival's marketing director, Shannon Kinney, said the Maine Lobster Festival has been using traditional, lawful, and widely accepted cooking methods for 78 years, and we're not about to change it now.
Well, I mean, listen, I understand how some people think it's cruel, and I suppose if you're on the surface, it is maybe cruel to put a crustacean in a boiling pot of hot water.
Yeah.
God damn it if they aren't delicious when they're
done.
They
are delicious.
They are delicious.
Yeah. They do.
Filling, too, if you're doing it correctly.
The statement put out by Sharon Kinney said, while we respect differing viewpoints, there's no conclusive scientific consensus that lobsters experience pain. They do not have a brain to process it. We follow all applicable state and food safety regulations. Despite the lawsuit, the Maine Lobster Arts Festival starts Wednesday in Rockland, Maine.
Let's go. Not to protest, but let's just show some our support.
I need to get to that. I want to go to that garlic festival down in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I don't know when that is. I don't know if I missed it this year or whatever.
I don't know what the date is, but it does sound delicious.
Because who doesn't want to come back smelling like that place?
Well, let's see. Connecticut
Garlic Festival.
Garlic Festival. Okay. And that is... Ooh, it's October. It's October 11th and 12th.
Oh, well, perfect time. I got plenty of time to prepare.
Bethlehem, Connecticut. $10 for adults, $1 for children under 12. No dogs allowed.
You know, the best choice is you're not killing an animal yourself. You know, maybe the lobster if you brought one home and did it in the pot. But I was thinking about this yesterday. I was making chicken.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to go through the portion of this delicious chicken's life by watching the murder of the chicken.
Well, Steve, you have to look at it from a less personified view, okay? Yeah. You want to put too much personification here. That chicken has graciously and heroically sacrificed its life for you to make chicken tenders.
Actually, I made chicken française.
Whatever it is, that chicken willfully gave up his life for you to feed your family. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr. Chicken.
Mr. Chicken. Who choked that chicken?
Who's
the guy that choked the chicken
to
get it on my plate?
I mean, I know there are some people maybe horrified by that idea, but really, when you come right down to it...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
We're all saying that.
Yeah, you just don't have to think... I mean, yeah, it's a little kind of Neanderthal type behavior, dropping a live animal into a boiling pot of water.
Oh, yeah.
But there is something a little bit satisfying about it.
I think when you're dipping its flesh into melted butter, it changes your perspective completely. You may feel bad about the fact that here's a dead animal, a dead crustacean on your plate, but when you put that bib around your neck and you're dipping its flesh into the clarified butter, oh, damn, that's awful good.
Where'd you get these lobsters? Oh, I just found this rope in the water, and I just kept pulling it back, and they just all came up. Hey, my father was a lobsterman. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today going to be mostly sunny with a high of 87. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84. It is 61 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Yeah.
Hey, Lean with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be sunny with a high of 87. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84. It's 61 right now in downtown Springfield.
You know, Steve, the Rock 102 Wing Thing is back on August 16th, Saturday, at a brand new location, the Young Building at the Big E in West Springfield. It's all brought to you by Aqua Pump and Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements. Tickets are still on sale at rock102.com, but you might want to get on it in case we sell out. We've done that before. Your admission includes wings of all kinds, hors d'oeuvres, music from Moose and the High Tops, plus you get the parking included. Beverages for sale from Wachusett Brewing Company. Catch a good time with Wachusett Blueberry Ale. It's the Wing Thing, tossed and sauced by Log Rolling Catering. Saturday, August 16th at the Young Building at the Big E, part of the Classic Rock Summer from Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
I was somebody sent in a story, and I think I remember seeing this. There's a guy who he gets lobsters high before he boils them to ease the pain of
how does he get them high?
He basically blows smoke on, exposes them to marijuana smoke, and then the lobsters get high, and then they die. But they don't realize.
So they hold the bong with their claws, and until it's lit, and then pull the little chamber out. And
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you leave the lobster alone for a little while, and you come back, and he's trying to watch The Wizard of Oz and play Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
Synchronizing it,
saying
going,
man a lot.
Hey man, what's going on?
Nothing, man. Just dropping out of the crate.
Yeah, man. What are you doing, man?
Just watching this fella boil water and melt butter.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching The Greatest Catch, man. That's what I'm doing here all day. Just getting high.
I know how people feel, but I'm telling you, they are delicious. There's no getting around it. Like a good lobster roll. I appreciate that kind of sacrifice.
They are delicious, but some of the ridiculous prices of these things. They're not. I don't think they cost as much as somebody puts a price label on.
Oh, no. Listen, if you could make one at home for a fraction of what you would buy it for at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And make it better.
I saw some guy eating one at Fenway Park on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
$30 for a lobster roll that was probably no bigger than the Fenway Frank. The size of it was basically a little mini hot dog bun, not mini, but like a regular sized hot dog bun with that much lobster on it, and it didn't look like it was worth $30.
If you went to like a Big Y and got a lobster out of the tank, I don't even know what it is per pound anymore. Haven't purchased live lobsters in a while, but it is certainly less.
Oh, it's probably a lot cheaper than going to buy one.
It probably cost you the quarter of what one sandwich would be, and that lobster would probably get you at least 3 decent sandwiches, maybe more.
I don't mind paying for a decent lobster roll, that's like fresh. There used to be this place in Enfield that closed. It was Steve's Boston Seafood, and then it became Petro's or something like that.
Yeah.
That has since closed, but the guy would make you a fresh one. You say, hey, I'm here, I want a lobster. You got to wait. You got to wait because he's actually boiling the lobster. He made the thing from start to finish, and, might have taken 25, 30 minutes or whatever, but it was well worth it.
Of course.
But it wasn't anywhere near $30, and that was a lot bigger sandwich. Obviously you're paying concession prices at a ballpark, but, who's going to a ballpark, though, and really having the hankering for a lobster?
I don't. If I maybe I'll get like a sausage outside on Lansdowne Street. Like those are always delicious.
Oh, that looked gross.
What are you talking about?
That was disgusting.
The guy's out there in a car, he's sweating his ass off, cooking you Italian sausages.
I waited
with the peppers and onions.
I waited and spent $10.75 for my own sausage inside the park.
rather than the one outside the park, where you can almost guarantee its freshness?
Which looked like it was people were putting ketchup on it.
That's Steve. That's neither here nor there. You're not required to do that.
No, but you really gotta be a douche to spend $30 on a lobster roll at Fenway Park. Yeah, think about that. Think about how dumb you are for purchasing a $30 lobster roll at a ballpark.
There are like 37 other restaurants in the neighborhood of Fenway Park that you will probably get a better lobster roll for a better price than in the park. I would agree with you with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just concessions.
And those hot dogs do not look appetizing at all.
Well, they're historical dogs.
Yeah, they're from 1912.
Yes,
Somebody finally
some of them are.
Geraldo Rivera came once and knocked down a wall and found a whole stash of those things behind that was the one find that he had.
Still steeping in their delicious juices since Fergie Jenkins was on the roster.
Oh yeah, who doesn't want a hot dog boiled in Red Man spit?
That's delicious stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Bucky Dent spit in this stuff back in 1978. We still use the same juice. That's like that hamburger place in Connecticut that still used the same grease from 100 years ago for the hamburgers.
Yeah, we use the same fluids that poured from our eyes when Bucky Dent broke our hearts.
Right.
It's 7:59 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger wood-fired grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Hey, remember a while back when the state of Connecticut made the egregiously false allegation that they were the basketball capital of the world? And do you remember when the state of Connecticut made that cockamamie statement? And I reminded them that the game of basketball was invented exactly 16.3 miles from the Massachusetts-Connecticut border. Should also remind you that the Boston Celtics have won as many national championships as both the men and women Yukon Huskies combined, and yet they believe they are the basketball capital of the world. Even though the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield holds half their induction ceremonies at a certain Connecticut's casino, 70 miles away from the one that's literally across the street from where they are. Allow this to kick this notion in the cubes for just a little bit. Celtics minority owner Steve Paliuca has just reached a $325 million deal to purchase the state of Connecticut's only professional basketball franchise, the WNBA's Connecticut Sun, and then move them to Boston. Makes all the sense in the world, right? Of course it does, unless you run the WNBA. Because you see, based on their current ownership deal, that $325 million would go directly to the Mohegan Tribe, as opposed to having that money split between the league and normal franchise fees. On the other hand, the Paliuca bid is more than $70 million more than any other team in the league. So while this sale would be pending a league's begrudging approval, that would add one more layer to the cocky and insidious notion that somehow Connecticut is the basketball center of the universe, when in fact it's about to be robbed blind by their friendly neighbors to the north, the state of Massachusetts. And while I'm sure the Mohegan Tribe will be happy to put that $325 million to good use, I'm sure that the marketing firm that helped Connecticut appropriate the title of center of the basketball universe might want to start coming up with some new ideas. New ideas like Connecticut, former home of the Whalers and Connecticut Sun, the center of the universe of lost franchises. Now that's something I could get behind. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Steel, the orange and white outdoor power tools, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, you name it. Steel tools have a pretty good warranty. 2, double that warranty when you also buy Steel Moto Mix Fuel. Get Steel and complete offer on details at Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:14 in Boston on Rock 102.
Going to be nice and sunny today with a high of 87. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84. It is, let's see what it is now, 63 in downtown Springfield.
You know, we didn't mention this during Hollywood Trash, but Lonnie Anderson died.
Lonnie Anderson?
Yes.
How come we didn't mention it in Hollywood Trash?
I don't know why we didn't mention that in Hollywood Trash, but the fact of the matter is she is no longer with us.
Well, she was a fine-looking lady.
She was back in the day. She and Burt Reynolds, where you couldn't find two better-looking people in anywhere. Really, the best-looking folk ever.
Well, I mean, Burt Reynolds and Sally Field that would have been a better match.
Well, maybe.
I mean, they had so much chemistry in the Smokey and the Bandit car.
Well, he also had a thing for Dinah Shore back in the day.
Dinah Shore,
who was also quite smoking in her day. But I mean,
really?
Lonnie Anderson comes along, once in a millennium. By 70s, 80, early 80s standards, there ain't nobody more beautiful than a Lonnie Anderson. Of course, a guy like Burt Reynolds goes with that, as opposed to the women he really cares for, Sally Field, and in particular, Dinah Shore. I followed this very carefully at the time.
Do you really?
I really did. I had like it all mapped out. I had graphs. I had like a pie chart. I had it all worked out.
Best known for starring on WKRP in Cincinnati, died on Sunday, just days before her birthday. People always die. I read some. It was one of these statistics. People either die 6 months after or before their birthday.
Is that well? Okay, that's
within 6 months.
I see.
Before or after their birthday.
Well, that's something to consider.
Right. She died on Sunday. She would have been 80 years old on August 5th. Her longtime publicist, Cheryl Kagan, confirmed her death to the AP, and Anderson's family said in a statement, "We are heartbroken to announce the passing of our dear wife, mother, and grandmother." Kagan told Variety that Anderson died in Los Angeles area hospital after a battle with a prolonged illness. She played Jennifer Marlowe, the receptionist on the CBS sitcom that aired from 1978 to 1982. She co-starred with Frank Bonner, Howard Hessman, Gordon Jump, Tim Reed, Gary Sandy, and Jan Smithers.
It's this has gone to, because I just looked this up. The only two members of that cast that are still alive are Gary Sandy, and Richard Sanders, who played Les Nessman. Everybody else is gone.
Howard Hessman died?
Yeah.
When?
Howard Hessman died in 2022.
Huh. I forgot about that, I guess.
And frankly, if I'm being quite honest, I always had more of the hots for Jan Smithers, who I thought was stunningly beautiful.
Who?
Jan Smithers played Bailey Quarters.
Oh, yeah, she was cute.
She was, I'll tell you what, in any other, this is the problem with attractive people.
Yeah.
In any other room, she would be the most beautiful woman in the room.
And then Lonnie Anderson steps in.
Steals
the show.
Which is preposterous, because all of a sudden it makes the beautiful Jan Smithers not nearly as beautiful. And it's all about perception. Jan Smithers was a supremely beautiful woman, and all of a sudden Lonnie Anderson comes in, and all the eyes are on her.
She almost didn't get the show almost didn't get Anderson in the role because she didn't like how one-dimensional the part was. She had recalled during an interview. Instead, she wanted to turn the idea of the dumb blonde on its head. I went in and sat down on my little soapbox and said, I don't want to play this part because she's just here to deliver messages and is window dressing. Then creator Hugh Wilson said, well, how would you do it? He said, let's make her look like Lana Turner and be the smartest person in the room. The actress's other credits included The Love Boat, Partners in Crime, Easy Street, Nurses, and Melrose Place. She also played the iconic 1950s star Jane Mansfield in the Jane Mansfield story in 1980. Her last acting credit was 2023 in the movie Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas, along with Morgan Fairchild,
who I've seen naked.
Linda Gray, Donna Mills, and Nicolette Sheridan.
Yeah. Much like reality, if you really want to find out what's going on a radio station, ask the receptionist.
Yeah, they know everything.
They know where all the bodies are buried.
That the one we have upstairs. She knows all the secrets in this place.
And she hasn't been here for that long.
No.
What, about a year or so?
Well, it doesn't take long to find out all the tea being spilled in this building.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of yap all over the building.
Yip yapping.
Oh, yeah.
Like a giant hen house.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember her in any other thing other than WKRP. Like, that was, I guess I just didn't pay attention.
How did you not pay attention?
Well, I didn't really watch Love Boat that much.
You didn't?
No.
What about Fantasy Island? I think she was on that too.
As a guest star.
Yeah, well, of course.
But
let's see what else Lonnie was in, because I am sure that it was a hell of a resume.
Well, Burt Reynolds was in Lonnie Anderson. Remember that role?
Yes, I do. She was in Stroker Ace.
Stroker Ace.
Yes.
1983.
1983, nominated for Golden Raspberry Awards. I think that's not fair. But she was on some great series. She played James Mansfield in the Jane Mansfield story.
I just said that.
I'm saying it again.
Well, you know, she was in this Stroker Ace film in 1983 with Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. She was in SWAT, Harry O, The Invisible Man, Phyllis, Policewoman, Police Story, Barnaby Jones, The McLean Stevenson Show. You know, that was going to be a good one. Bob Newhart.
When did McLean Stevenson have his own show?
He had a couple of shows.
Really?
You ever see Hello Larry?
Yeah.
Hello Larry was the show he was on right after MASH, and it was dreadful.
Really?
Yeah, he played get a load of this. You want to talk about a flimsy premise for a TV show.
Yeah.
He's playing a radio personality, a dude with a radio show. That would never fly unless you're WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah, right.
I don't know about
Even
that.
I can't remember.
Tim Reed is still alive, by the way.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. Tim Reed is alive and well. Well, he's alive and unconscious, just like Gerald Ford.
No. Yeah, I guess he is still alive.
And Jan Smithers is still alive.
Come on. How am I looking this up?
Where are you getting your dates of death?
I'm getting this where everybody gets it. Oh, yeah, I guess she is alive.
Yeah. So you're wrong.
All right, well then fine. There aren't that many people still left. But
here's the new bit.
Because I'm looking at Wikipedia, and I must be either misreading Wikipedia or whatever, and my apologies for giving you conflicting information.
I think we should have a new segment on this show called Confidently Incorrect with Bax. Oh, he's dead. What happened to her? Died of AIDS. You're like, no, she's alive and well. Yeah, I know. I just thought I heard that. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah, right,
you should be doing this,
all
this
right.
whole thing.
Well, my apologies. I thought they were all dead.
And that is Confidently Incorrect.
They all got better.
Yeah, did they?
Yes, they all feel a little better now.
Well, they were close to death, and then now they're not.
Well, now they're all together and enjoying what is left of the cast.
Yeah. And rest in peace, Dave Coombs. He's dead.
No, he's not. He's still very much alive.
He is to me.
It's 8:23 on Rock 102. It's 8:26 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
That guy has your forecast on it. It's not me.
Steve Sullivan. Steven.
Yes.
That's his name.
I know my first name is Steven.
But did you know his last name is Sullivan?
Yes, it is. So he'll have the forecast for you.
Hey, this week on Baxi's musical podcast, my guest is P.J. Harrison. He's the author of a brand new book called Gallagher, The Rise and Fall of Oasis. Actually, it's a really interesting book written from a fan's perspective about Liam and Noel Gallagher and their rise to fame, their public feuding, and what brought them back together after being estranged for more than 17 years and back on a world tour. It's actually a really interesting story. You can hear it on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. It's all brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
I hope you asked him how he came up with the idea for the Sledge-O-Matic, and then wondering why his brother...
Gallagher 2?
Yeah, took off on that whole persona and did his own thing exactly the same as his brother did.
Well, just like Noel and Liam Gallagher, the other two Gallagher brothers could not stand each other. And they were always looking to rip each other off.
Something about the Gallaghers.
I don't know what it is. I do not know.
When Ozzy died, celebrities all over the world offered heartfelt, respectful tributes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
Yeah. On his current tour, Rod has been dedicating the song Forever Young to Ozzy, right?
Okay.
But recently, he added a bizarre element to the tribute. An AI video of Ozzy in heaven taking selfies with other dead celebrities.
Oh, my God.
To the tune of Forever Young. They include Bob Marley, Whitney Houston, Amy Winehouse, Tupac, Prince, Freddie Mercury, Kurt Cobain, Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, and rapper Triple X Temptation. I don't know how you say that one. Is it X Temptation or is it Triple X Temptation?
I don't really know.
Someone who witnessed this insanity in Charlotte, North Carolina last week reported that Rod followed up the video by dunking on several of the dead celebs. He said, quote, "Very sad. A lot of these people died because of drugs. I'm still here, though." And watch
Knock on wood, I'll get through the rest of the night.
He's got his arm around like Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson in a very weird video. And I'm kind of guessing this is like somebody like one of Rod Stewart's great-grandchildren introduced him to like a Chat GPT or something.
Right.
Hey, Grandpa, look what you can do with this. Oh, I could make a nice tribute to my friend Ozzy Osbourne by putting him all with dead celebrities who overdosed on drugs. Everybody will love it.
Yeah. No one will be creeped out by it at all.
No, or this is something that he should have just created for his own personal use and sent among friends as a meme versus putting it out to the public and showing everybody that this is what I do with my spare time.
It's 8:30 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Here's your West.
8:33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Gary Rome Hyundai. Technicians get up to a $5,000 sign-on bonus right now. Learn more at GaryRomeHyundai.com/family. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Traffic alert. Road hug. A new phase of construction work at the X in Springfield starts today, and drivers should expect delays. The Mass DOT has announced that it will be continuing daytime water pipe work on Belmont Avenue and Commonwealth Avenue. That will lead to temporary lane closures on those streets between 7 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. This will continue on weekdays right into the fall. The exact areas are Belmont Avenue between Sumner and Ormond Street, Belmont at the Sumner Avenue, Commonwealth Avenue and Ormond Street intersections, and Commonwealth Avenue between Belmont and Walden Street. There's also a chance that nearby residents will experience water service interruptions for individual properties. Those property owners will be notified by the Springfield Water and Sewer Commission in the event of a disruption. The work is part of the larger Intersection X reconstruction project, which will reconfigure the intersection that brings together Sumner, Belmont, and Dickinson Street. Work planned includes water pipe replacement, installations, excavation, asphalt removal, milling, pothole filling, and speed caulking.
I can't wait. I can't wait till they really get into the middle of it.
To finally finish it. It's not supposed to be finished for like another 5 years.
Yeah, well, it's going to be fantastic when it's done.
Yeah, the weird thing to me is, what was different in 1957 when they built the Massachusetts Turnpike in 26 months? The whole thing took 26 months from start to finish to build the Massachusetts Turnpike. We're talking about blasted areas through, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What's so different about then than today that it takes 5 years to complete a project versus 26 months for an entire highway that expands from one end of the state to the other.
Well, you got to argue over who's paying for it. You get bids to put it together, and then you got to get more bids when that bid doesn't come in what you want to do, and then you got to have a couple of changes to the plans, and then you got to refinance the plans, and I mean it's very complicated, Steve. It's not just a matter of going to your local Home Depot, picking up a couple of.
Why would you go there?
I don't know. I personally would go to Rocky's Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
Good people, rock solid service at every Rocky's Ace Hardware. But I don't know if they've got. And I'd have to ask Rocco himself. Do you have any, say, like asphalt supplies?
What did you say? What did you call me? Asphalt?
No, I didn't call him an asphalt. I'm asking if he has asphalt supplies.
Did you ever taste the asphalt?
No, I haven't really, Steve. Not in the way that you're suggesting.
It's a little salty sometimes. It can be. It stinks.
Really?
It stinks,
Yeah.
but it's not bad. It's not a bad taste anymore.
Well, I'll be damned.
Let's see. A political rival of Springfield City Councilor Maria Perez was the architect of a press release that accused her falsely of embezzling money from the New North Citizens Council. In an unusual move, the council on Friday retracted damaging accusations against Perez, who until July 21st served as its housing director. In an emergency meeting on Thursday, members of the council's board learned that board member Josiah Gonzalez on July 26 enlisted the board's clerk, Efrain Jesse Vasquez, to send a press release that accused Perez, the Ward 1 city councilor, of embezzling from a nonprofit organization. The council on Friday issued what it called a corrective press release saying that the one sent last Saturday was unauthorized, but stopped short of explaining who drafted the false allegation. The New North Citizens Council, Inc., through its executive director, Maria Ligas, issues the corrective press release in response to a prior press release dated July 26, which appeared to be disseminated by the NNCC. The release was issued without the knowledge or approval of the executive leadership and without formal authorization from the board. It contained certain inaccuracies. Friday's statement said that while Ligas decided to terminate the employment of Miss Maria Perez, such termination was unrelated to any of the allegations or findings related to the use of federal funds. At Thursday's emergency board meeting, members learned that Vasquez, the board's clerk, had been approached by Gonzalez about creating what amounted to a smear campaign against his opponent in the November 4th election.
Oh, boy.
Gonzalez, who serves on the school committee, is running against Perez for Ward 1 City Council. Perez could not be reached for comment Friday evening. Thursday's emergency meeting was called by a new board member, Gladys Oyola, who is now the acting president of the board. It was revealed at that session that Gonzalez was responsible for orchestrating a public statement about Perez's firing without proper authorization. Earlier Thursday, Gonzalez resigned from the board. Board members are elected by members of the community. Well, that's going a little far. Huh?
It's times like these I almost wish for $10 on a fish sandwich.
$10?
It's such an easier thing to follow.
Yeah, that would have been a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
And now you're getting more complicated by putting out fake press releases. Who does this guy think he is? Peter Banko from Bay State? Just making stuff up on the spot?
Just, taking stuff he's read from previous memos and other published items.
It worked for that guy until it didn't. Maybe I can put out my own false press release.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah, they said the press release was not properly vetted. The termination letter provided to Perez, a 43-year employee of the agency, made no mention of embezzlement. Instead, it said she was being fired for using agency computer equipment for political reasons. In interviews Friday, multiple board members told the Republican that Vasquez, acting as the board's clerk, claimed to have been manipulated by Gonzalez on the Saturday the press release about Perez's firing went out. He told us that Josiah called him and said to meet him on his porch in 10 minutes, and he asked him to bring his laptop, said board member Carmen Santana. Where in the world is Carmen Santana?
I believe he's with a black magic woman.
Gonzalez is said to have told Vasquez that the press release couldn't come from him and instead asked for Vasquez's passcode to send it out from his computer as the clerk of record. Hey, I can't put this out. It's going to look bad for me. Can I just give me your password? and I'll log in and I'll send out a fake press release.
Is this requested by the same person that asked for your passwords so they could put up the Bax and Nagle podcast?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
the
same kind of thing.
Type of thing.
This is why we don't do these things.
There is a bear in a shirt and a tie warning you of the dangers of this practice. If you're not going to heed the advice from a bear in a short-sleeved shirt
with
and tie,
with a pocket protector and pens,
a pocket protector.
Larry the Bear.
Is it Larry?
I believe it was Larry the Bear.
I don't know. I never watched him. I just kind of scrubbed through him and then took the quiz at the end.
Steve, that's inappropriate.
Hey, I got the meat and potatoes from that. The meat and potatoes was don't give your password out.
Well, we all learned from the bear at some point.
Anyway, so this is the drama going on in Springfield. This is man, some serious stuff.
Listen, these are the kinds of complicated goings on that makes local politics so damn interesting.
It's like they're giant children. That's what it comes down to. It's basically, I can't win. I feel like I can't win against you because you're better than me somehow, whether with policy or with ideas. So I'm gonna make a fake press release and send it out.
Many years ago, and I have no idea why. Somebody, a local politician, and I will not name names, said that I should try to run for a seat on the East Longmeadow Planning Board.
Why?
That was my question. Yeah. Why would you want me on something like that? And the answer was something like, well, you're a resident. You seem like a pretty smart guy. And I'm like, wait a minute. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves here, 10 minutes ago, I thought Jan Smithers was dead. You want me to be
the guy on the
planning committee
yeah.
in your town? Absolutely not. I will not serve if elected, and I will not run if nominated. Ever.
That's a good idea.
Do not want to get involved in any kind of political office, and I question those that do, except the mayor. Would never question him for the fear I might get my limbs ripped off.
Well, you should question him.
I'm never going to question him.
Why not?
Because he's the mayor, and he packs a punch.
I question him. I question his leadership sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Mayor Dom Dom.
I do it through somebody else, though. I actually, that's why I needed your password last week. I wanted to send out a request.
Oh, good. Good.
That Bax said this about me. You'll never hear the end of it.
Jesus.
An unidentified man was reportedly driving around Florida, going to state parks and stealing Smokey Bear signs. The wooden ones that warn people about forest and wildlife or wildfire risk.
Mm-hmm.
The guy would then turn around and list them on Facebook Marketplace for up to $2,000 each. But Florida's Commissioner of Agriculture, Wilton Simpson, says the suspect was caught in the act and that Smokey was actually on hand when he was cuffed and loaded into a patrol vehicle. Simpson said, Smokey is always around our forest and just got lucky today that he saw the bad guy and got him handcuffed. He also called the thief an idiot.
Okay.
Criminal charges are pending, but Simpson said the guy could face jail time. Think about that's a pretty elaborate. It's a dumb scheme because if you're putting them on Facebook Marketplace, you're easily identified as the person who stole that very sign. These things are unique to these parks. It's not like, there's somebody duplicating those and making hundreds of them for people to have in their home.
And you're also leaving some sort of contact information so you can sell those items.
Yeah.
Making it easy for investigators to track you down.
And, I didn't realize that Smokey Bear was a snitch. He turned a guy in.
Oh, I'm not surprised. One guy is trying to start a forest fire. You think he's just going to give him a pass? No.
Only you can call 911 in case of an emergency when somebody's trying to steal you from a forest.
I would do it, but my paws are too big to press the buttons.
Imagine living a guy like that with Smokey Bear. Only you can replace the toilet paper on the roll after it's done. How many times have I told you to do this?
Only you could put away your dishes once you're done.
Only you cannot bring food up into your bedroom at night. I told you that. There's going to be mice everywhere.
Only you will refuse to pay their part of the cable bill.
Yeah. Only you can provide electricity for this building by contributing with monthly tithing from your salary here in the house. Only you.
Only you will not be getting the security deposit back.
Yeah, it's him having that guy as a roommate.
Yeah, it'd be very terribly dull.
Yeah, he's always walking around.
Sleeps half the year.
Yeah, you can't have a little campfire outside of your house without somebody peering over your shoulder.
Gets all possessive over his picnic basket.
Only you can put that out, drown it with water, stir it, then drown it again. It's like Buzz Killington at a party. He's a buzzkill. Smokey Bear is a buzzkill. He's got a good message, I guess, but I mean, to hang around with the guy. He's a bear wearing pants and no shirt. That's creepy.
And a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only you can look at my erect nipples while I'm telling you to put out forest fires.
Only you can keep bringing that whore back to our apartment.
Only you would forget to put the sock on the door to tell us that you were inside.
Only you would leave your used prophylactics on the coffee table.
Ew. Only you can prevent a burning sensation below the waistline by covering up. Smokey says, wrap it up.
Yeah, wear a smoky cap.
Yeah, your Pioneer Valley forecast today. It is going to be sunny with a high of 87. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 83. It is 65 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Yeah.
Are you Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock, 8:55, and Ozzy with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Sunny today with a high of, what did I say it was? 87 tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84, and it is 67 right now in downtown Springfield.
Join Steve Nagle and the Rock 102 Road Crew this Friday for Free Music Friday at MGM Springfield of the Plaza from 7 to 9. Free live outdoor music at the MGM Plaza. This week it's going to be Billy and the Jets playing hits from Elton John and Billy Joel. They'll take the stage around 7:30. Quench your thirst with refreshing ice-cold beverages from the Plaza Bar or craft beer from White Lion, plus delicious food from Guac This Way and other offerings from various local food trucks. Always a great time. Free Music Friday with Steve and the Road Crew, part of the Classic Rock Summer on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
I'm trying to think what else would I do over the weekend. I sold meat out of the back of a truck yesterday.
How was that? As good as the first time?
Good times selling meat out of the back of a truck.
That's cool.
20 ribeyes for $39.
That's a hell of a deal.
2 pounds of crab legs for $39.
What about the $300 meat box? What happened to the meat box?
I don't know.
Or the steak box?
It's a steak box, and what that is a box full of steaks.
Really?
You could buy one.
You could, but someone was going to win one for free.
Yeah, they were handling the registration for that. We had nothing to do with that.
We were not giving away the meat box. It was the backyard butchers.
We were doing a greet and meet. That's what we were doing over at the Tractor Supply parking lot.
Big crowd?
Yeah, pretty decent sized crowd. People buying up the T-bones and the ribeyes and the fillets and all that other stuff that they had in the meat box.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Do you ever have anything in your meat box?
I have not. I don't want to say I've had nothing in the meat box, but I'm going to say it's very rare when I go to the meat box.
Yeah, but I went to breakfast beforehand with my friends. We're visiting. Went over to the Gristmill Cafe.
Right
over in Southwick. Got pretty decent breakfast over there.
Really?
At the what?
Well, I was going to say, what you get?
I got an omelet. I got a meat lover omelet. This is like loaded with like sausage and bacon.
Oh yeah.
I had fries and toast with it. Home fries and toast, and it was a pretty good little selection there.
Wow.
And I even saw that guy from Malicious Farm.
Really?
That Joe Didi. He was
he was there too?
He
Yeah.
walked in, strolled in, said Rock 102 sucks, grabbed the coffee, and left.
If you had a dime for every time someone told you that.
Yeah, I'm like, real original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Let's go churn your ice cream there.
We drove back from New Hampshire yesterday, pretty early. We were hungry for lunch.
Yeah.
Went to a place we haven't been to before. Always get, it's like there's restaurants in town that you always mean to go to, but you never actually do.
Right.
Until the one day you say, hey, you know what? Let's just go. Man, it was fantastic. We went to Saray on Allen Street.
Saray, I've never seen that
It's
before.
a Turkish place. So Saray 2, Turkish restaurant. It's fantastic. It was a delicious lunch.
And you're from Hungary. Were you hungry for turkey?
I was hungry for Turkish food.
I bet you were.
And I'll tell you what, I'll go back.
What is Turkish food? Is that
Well, it's like kebabs and whatnot. A lot of like the hummus, which I do love, but more Turkish.
Is it Mediterranean? I don't know. Where's Turkey? I'm not good with my geographics. Is Turkey on the Mediterranean? Where is Turkey? Turkey's
well, it's Turkish, so it's in Europe.
You don't even know what you're talking about. So
I
stop being.
If you're asking me where Turkey is, I'm going to say on Allen Street, right down the street from the McDonald's and the Wendy's.
It is. It's in the it sits on the Black Sea and the Mediterranean. So you get a lot of Mediterranean food. So you get the same thing with like going down to Nadim's.
Yeah. But this is just a little bit closer. We go down to Nadim's plenty, but this was something a little bit different. I gotta tell you, awful good.
Really?
Awful good.
Well, you'll have to take me on the company dime.
Yeah, sure. That would be.
You can make a video out of it and write it off as an expense.
I'll tell you what. Never been inside. Didn't realize it was as big as it was. It was very impressed.
You know, we are blended everywhere.
That's putting it mildly.
You know, I took a video at Fenway Park the other day, doing one of those stupid videos for our Rock 102 thing.
Yeah.
And my friend who was with me, both of them were standing, I don't know, probably like 30 feet from me.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear them, but I didn't realize my friend was videotaping me.
What did you
while
think?
I was making the TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
And then my other friend, you can hear him on the video, why don't we just go punch him in the stick? Just while he's doing that.
Yeah.
Let's just go punch him right in the
stick.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, they never did, though. Nobody ever punched me.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
They missed out on a great opportunity to make a better video.
Absolutely.
It's 9 o'clock with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.